What actually is LinkedIn and how do people actually use it? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to give you a detailed answer to that, and it's coming up right now.
So how do people actually use LinkedIn? Well, I suppose there are many different ways in which you can use LinkedIn, but then there are two dominant ways in exactly how people use LinkedIn as well. Now, LinkedIn's been around since 2003, so coming up to 20 years old, and there are now 830 million people around the world who've gone to the time and effort to create a LinkedIn profile. And when LinkedIn was actually launched nearly 20 odd years ago, its most dominant way that people used it was as a job finding site. People looking for jobs and employers actually posting jobs trying to find staff. So that was the early onset of LinkedIn. It was known as a job place to find a role and or to post a role, and it very much is still that today, but it has evolved way beyond that as well. So as a job networking site or a job looking site, you can then utilize some filters and key in the specific job title that you're looking for and the country that you're in and the city that you're in, and it will very much narrow down the type of jobs and the jobs that are available that you might be looking for, just like I've done here with a very simple search here. I've keyed in the job title sales manager, location here in Australia, and it's going to bring me up literally thousands and thousands of jobs that have the current job title of sales manager here in Australia. Now, I could use some of the filters here to narrow that down, post it anytime or post it in the last month, experience level, the company name, maybe that type of thing, job type, whether it's full-time, that type of thing. So you can narrow it down, but you can see it is still very, very easy to use LinkedIn as a job recruitment site for looking for a role, or if you're posting, if you're a company and you're posting for some employees, just like this particular role here for sales manager for a electrical wholesaling company here in Australia called The Good Guys, and you'd be able to read all about the job on offer, and then you'd be able to apply straight here within LinkedIn. You'd then be also able to follow that particular company page to stay up to date with what they're posting here on LinkedIn. So it very much is still a job, a way to find a job, or it's a two-way street where employers and employees can come together, and like-minded people can then reach out and locate and find each other via a job recruitment aspect of it. But it has very much evolved way beyond that as well. So this is probably number one, what a lot of people still remember LinkedIn all about. But it's also evolved into a business networking site where business people from all around the world, covering every particular industry, can now create a profile, just like you can see here with mine, and we can then start to business network with people in not only your own city, state and country, but all around the world. And it has a news feed that we can all start scrolling through, just like we would do on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of the other social media sites. Now, amongst many things LinkedIn is, it is also a giant database and a search engine. Remembering we use the giant database and a search engine to narrow a job search down, job title sales manager in Australia. People can also utilize it as a business networking site, a giant database and a search engine to narrow it down and find particular people. And once again, I've used the search engine, this time for the job title office manager, and it is going to bring me up almost an endless supply of people in my network whose current job title is office manager. How cool is that? One of my most favorite ways to describe LinkedIn is invisible has become visible. And of course, I could use some of these filters to narrow it down, because currently it's given me over 2 million results for job title office manager. If I'm looking to connect with people, if I'm looking to meet people whose current job is office manager. So I could click a filter like here for Australia and then narrow it down to make it a little bit more easier for me to navigate. and it's brought it down now to only 81,000. Current company, and there are a whole range of particular filters. So as a business networking site, LinkedIn is unrivaled. None of the other social media platforms can give you this information at the click of a mouse. Remember, I said invisible becomes visible. These people here in Australia whose current job title is office manager are now available for me to reach out to and connect with, all at the click of a mouse. And that's how powerful LinkedIn is. But if you're wanting to get the most out of LinkedIn, you need to set up and optimize your profile for success. The vast majority of people that I speak with, and these are business people around the world, they say to me, Mark, I'm not getting that much benefit out of LinkedIn. And then when I go and have a look at their LinkedIn profile, which is like a mini website, it is poor, and that's being polite. So you want to set up and optimize your LinkedIn profile for success. Imagine going to a business networking function, like most of us have probably done it sometimes in our working career. You wouldn't then go without business cards. You wouldn't then go and sit in the corner and not speak to anyone. You'd go prepared to sort of business networking and see what opportunities open up. That's what you want to do with your LinkedIn profile. You want to set it up and optimize for success. Think of it like your own mini website. So when someone lands on your LinkedIn profile, they're going to be left in no doubt exactly what to do. Now, I've actually got a specific video on how to set up and optimize your LinkedIn profile for success, so I will put the link to that in the description below. But just very quickly, there are so many different ways that you can set up and optimize your profile. You've got your about section, we used to be called your summary section. Think of this as a little bit like the about page on your website. Then you've got your featured section where you can put some multimedia links here, and I put all of my YouTube videos. I've got 23 million people in my network. So I'm connected to 23,000 people here, first level connection. So whenever I'm posting here on LinkedIn, there's an opportunity for me to be, getting my information in front of them. You can then list all of your job experience going back in chronological order, your education, your certifications, your volunteering, your skills. And equally, this is a very powerful aspect of LinkedIn. People can actually see given LinkedIn recommendations. Recommendations on LinkedIn are like a reference. So people can validate you, your skills and experience. So as a business networking site, people can scroll through after they've found you here on LinkedIn, via one of those, job searches or via your names. Just like I did here with the job title Office Manager, it brings me up thousands and thousands of people. If someone is looking for you, your skills or your jobs, or they're just interested in reaching out, you very much want to, maximize the opportunity and really stop the scroll and stand out. And just like the other social media platforms I showed you quickly before, you can then scroll through your newsfeed to see what your connections are up to. I'm connected here with Jill. She's another LinkedIn expert, and she's just created a poll. That's right. You can actually poll your audience here on LinkedIn to get instant feedback. Think of what we can do on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, that type of thing. Bridget's another expert that I follow. Again, she's created a poll there. So literally, invisible becomes visible, and LinkedIn is an opportunity for you to start posting and sharing information about yourself, your business or brand, and that way there's an opportunity for people to actually find and connect with you, to reach out and do a virtual handshake, all from the comfort of your work computer or your smartphone, and people can reach out just as you can and say, hey, this is me, this is who I am. Let's open up the lines of communication and see where it takes us both.
So there we go. Hopefully you found this video on LinkedIn informative, entertaining and helpful. For some of you, it might have been your first touch point or your first detailed explanation on what actually LinkedIn is and how do business people use it. For others, it might have been a more, refresh and topping up your knowledge on the possibility of LinkedIn, because it truly is an amazing social media platform. It falls behind in regard to its popularity in regard to YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, which are all absolutely wonderful in their own right. But equally, if you're a business owner or brand or involved in B2B sales, I'm quite sure you can find some uses that, LinkedIn will actually benefit, in growing your business, generating leads and sales as well. So what I'd like you to do though is go to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Equally, let me know your thoughts on how you're using LinkedIn and maybe some of the success stories as well. While you're there, if you're watching this on my LinkedIn profile, send me a connection request and let's connect on LinkedIn. You might be watching this video on my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up and a like as well. No matter which of the social media platforms though, thumbs up for a like, leave me a comment, and I would love you to share this video as well.